It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pesto Pod. My name is Julia Leahy. You might know me on TikTok as @morepesto, You guys have been trying to get me to start a podcast since the dawn of time, truthfully. And I finally decided to bite the bullet and attempt to connect a microphone to my computer, which, wouldn't you know, was the hardest thing I've ever fucking done.
She screamed so much.
After a lot
Some
of
tears.
days of technological issues and quite a few tears, we are finally up and running. The Pesto Pod.
Woo!
Woo! Anyway, I've decided for the very first episode of the Pesto Pod, we would have a guest who's very near and dear to my heart. So this is my best friend, Rachel.
Hello.
Na 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 hey ya na na hey ya oh na.
That's the Frozen song.
And mountain air combining. Rachel is my best friend.
We were singing those the other day.
We were absolutely bopping to the Frozen soundtrack the other day.
Yeah.
Rachel's one of my best friends. We met the very first night of college.
Yeah, crazy.
Now we're seniors. And I don't think there's a lot of people who know me better than you.
Oh.
And I also
probably.
think we juxtapose each other very well because I make money on the internet and you don't have any social media.
Yeah, I don't like social media. I guess I kind of like the internet. Like, I use the internet, but I don't like the internet. And I don't particularly like podcasts either.
So that's why I thought Rachel would be just a perfect guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You're just one of my closest friends. I said, let's get this bitch
Here we are, first
in
guest.
an Amazon chair in my bedroom and let's fucking roll film.
Woo!
My question for you, I guess, would be, what is the worst thing about being my friend?
It's an extensive list for sure. I would probably say when you hurt my feelings.
When I make you question your values and beliefs.
Yeah. When you make me cry.
What about how often I have to use the restroom?
It's I would say maybe like an inconvenience, but not the worst for sure.
Oh, that's
by
okay,
far.
good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
I'll keep thinking though, but if I come up with something else,
yeah, let me know. Send it in a letter.
The mailbag.
Address it to me.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with something I want to call the pest story of the week. Basically, I want to hear the whackassery of your life as of late. I have a good one in the tank, but I would like to hear yours first.
Okay, cool. This is a story that Julia actually does know. And it's not from this past week, but I think it's still like.
And if Rachel had a TikTok and told the story, I think it would go viral.
Oh. Wow, thank you, sub.
All right.
Okay. So I was on a plane recently going between Chicago and New York, and this man came and sat next to me. Whatever.
Describe the man.
No. If I had to describe him, he kind of looked a little bit like in as nice of a way as possible. Like, he would be like a D&D dungeon master. That's so mean. But
what
not
about
in
a chess prodigy?
Yeah. Okay, I would go chess prodigy is much better. Like, maybe just like that type vibe. Which I guess at the end of the story it all kind of like adds up. But he came, sat beside me. We didn't talk, and then plane took off, and he wasn't doing anything. I was like reading, he wasn't doing anything. He was just like sitting there, and then like kind of shifting nervously, and then the plane was like hitting turbulence, and I don't know, I looked over and he was like sweating, looked terrible, and I was like, "Hey bud, are you okay?" And he's like, "I don't know, I feel sick." And then he throws up. He had a bag, and then he throws up all over the bag. And poor guy too. But luckily I don't like mind that stuff. Like, I wasn't like gonna throw up myself.
Vom?
I kicked into.
What's the phrase? Spill your cookies? Toss your cookies. You ever heard that?
No.
You look like you're gonna toss your cookies. You never heard
Why
that
is
in
it
like 80s movies?
Why is it cookies?
I don't know. What about
They're
blow
just
chunks?
eating like a fuck ton of cookies. So much worse. No, he was throwing up.
I don't know if I could. I don't know. I'm a frequent flyer on the puke club, but I do.
I don't
that
think
seeing
you would
someone
like,
throw up right next to me would get me.
I kicked into like mom mode, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like should?" And he was like, "It's so embarrassing," and I was like, "No." I put my little hand on his puffer jacket.
Wait, really quick, can I get an age on this man?
30 maybe.
Oh my god, and you were mothering him? Hey, yo.
And I was like, we
You're
can get a
gonna
flight
end up on
attendant, get water. And he was like, no, I'm okay. So anyways, he was like kind of chilling for the, I mean, he like didn't do anything for the rest of the trip. He was like not doing well. And then 20 minutes before we landed, hit more turbulence in the clouds. And then he throws up again, which I found, luckily I found
into
him
his bare hands.
an empty, no, I found him an empty bag. Empty bag, so he was using it, and he was like, I almost made it, and I was like, it's okay, like, don't worry. It was like no one even, and the girl next to him on the other side was like passed out the entire time. Anyway, we
pass out of disgust or pass out of sleep?
Sleep.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Sleep. Pass out of disgust.
I know. I was like, you might
we
want to call
left her
someone
there,
at that
yeah.
point if she's
Um,
unconscious.
and, anyways, we're like, as we're landing, he like starts talking to me, which I think is kind of weird. I guess I was like nice, but he's like, so what do you do, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'm a student. What do you do? He was a magician. And I like fucking freaked out because I love magic. Like I
love that.
not even like I love magic. And so I was like, no way, like, oh my god, like what kind of magic do you like? He's like, close up. You know. So
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
He said,
So
I will
was
now
thinking-
magically make what I ate for lunch.
No,
Reappear.
no, I feel bad. I don't want to bully him.
Ew. He's
In
fine.
case he hears this.
Oh, please. He's literally fine. You went above and beyond for that,
Okay,
man. Quite
yeah.
literally above the clouds because you were in
Thank
the air.
you. Wow, good one.
So,
Good one, good
Hey,
one.
yo, no problem.
So
So I think he deserves a little.
yeah, right? No, I don't
little
actually think
bullying?
so. I don't know why I said yeah, right. I take it back. Anyway, I was like fucking freaking out, and then we get into our gate, and he's like, well, you know, like, because I was so nice to him, he did a magic trick for me. And it was like a dead silent on the plane, and I was like out loud. I was like, no way, no. He's like, let me see what I have in my like bag.
And he pulled out a fucking merch hair.
A merch. Oh, what?
A merch hair. Isn't that like a rabbit?
Yeah, I was
He
about to say
pulled out
rabbit.
8 turtle doves.
He brought out his assistant and sawed her.
Oh my god, he
Sawed her
brought
in
out a
half.
human woman. How'd she make it through TSA?
He cut her in half.
A dead body.
Pulled out limbs. And then he did this little trick with like the coins. It was like he put one in my hand, and I was like holding it, but then like I opened my hand, there were like blood. I was like, fucking no way, and all this stuff. So I was going crazy. And yeah, I guess that's kind of the end of the story. We like walked out of the plane together, and he was feeling better, and he was like, oh, I don't know, it was just
And
weird
they
that he
tried to
was
kiss you
like
on the
talking. It was weird that he was like talking to me, but he was like, oh, what were you reading on the plane? And I was reading Atlas Shrugged, not because
Not
I
out of
agree.
your own free will.
It wasn't on my own free will. And my disclaimer is I don't like agree with anything Ayn Rand says. But I
I've
like
never
I
fucking
liked
read
the
a book,
plot.
so
Yeah, she doesn't read books.
I don't know.
I was
probably
reading
could
Atlas
barely get through the
Shrugged,
cover.
so he's like asking me about it, and he's like, something Ayn Rand and I do have in common is we both don't believe in God. And I was like, okay, for sure.
Holy
and then
fuck!
he
We went
was
from
like-
puking in your hands to close-up
But then he
magic
was
to
like-
religious discourse.
Yeah, and then he was like, do you believe in God? And I was
what
like,
the fuck?
I gotta go get my bag and go home now. Like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
I didn't know about the religious
I know.
aspect. What the fuck? That's hilarious.
I know.
What a fucking freak.
I looked down, my watch was stolen. Classic magician.
Ew.
That's not true. He
No,
did
I
not.
knew that
He did
wasn't
not
true.
steal my watch. I would have been pissed. But yeah, it's my
Nice watch.
my pet. What's it called? Pest story.
Pest story of the week.
Pest story of the week.
That's
Pest story
that's
of the
a fucking
month.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is.
Okay, so do
Oh
you
my
want to top
God,
that?
I can't believe
Top that.
agnostic magician puke. That's a fucking story for the books.
I know. I hope he's doing. Oh, he offered me like, because he performs magic weekly, and he offered to get me free tickets. And so I like consider because
I
would
want
love
you to go, and
a
he's gonna
ma-
be like, he's gonna see you in the crowd and be
Oh.
like, my angel, my in-flight angel.
my info. I consider I would love to go to a magic show, but I don't think I can like face him again.
Would you go to a magic show? Period.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
I mean,
would I
whatever.
ever?
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Are you-
Let's go.
Okay. We
All right,
should.
sick.
Do you like close up or like more like illusions?
Hey, so I don't have enough experience to know what fucking genre of magic I like, but I'll do anything once.
Okay, sick.
Remember when we went on to Seth Meyers and David Copperfield was there and he didn't even do any fucking tricks?
Yeah, David Copperfield. We saw a taping of Seth Meyers, and David Copperfield
David
was the guest,
Copperfield was
and
virtual,
he was
though.
virtual. So they like zoomed him in. He's on the screen, and he's doing magic. I'm like, I can't trust
No,
anything.
Well, first
If
of
it's
all,
through a
yeah, if it's
screen-
virtual, I don't believe a single thing of it. We got CGI in this world right now.
Yeah,
Nothing is real.
I know.
And number two, I was so sure. I said to you, I was like, oh, well, he's virtual, but then he's going to like magically
Yeah,
appear.
yeah.
He's going to magically appear in the
It's like-
studio.
He's
And
like,
he fucking
oh, he's
didn't.
in California right
So
now,
with
and then he's
peace-
gonna appear like.
With peace, love, dignity, and respect. Fuck David.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. He's promoting his new book, and then the
And I
next
was like,
day,
I'm not going to read it because you're not even here. I want to see a fucking.
that's
I
a
wanna see
terrible
you pull a fucking
promotion
animal out
to
of a.
not even be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see you pull a rabbit out of a bare ass. And I didn't see
A
that.
hair?
A March hare.
A March hare out of
A hairy ass.
a bear.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. And then the next day on the subway, I saw someone reading his book, David Copperfield's book.
Oh, David Copperfield's book. I can't
Yeah.
believe someone purchased that.
I
Maybe they
would.
saw it at
I
Seth Meyers
would.
and they were like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Your story of
my
the week.
past story of the week. You
Yeah.
haven't heard this. It's funny.
Okay.
So I went to
Good.
DC this weekend to visit my sister.
Ooh.
And as I was packing to leave, it was raining. And I was like, oh man, should I just Uber to Penn Station? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm in a money saving era. Uber is like stupid amount of money. I was going to take
Cheers.
our campus shuttle to
Oh, smart.
Lincoln Center and then take the subway to Penn Station.
Nice.
Just some New Yorker lingo. Just as a couple of native
Our
New Yorkers.
inter-campus shuttle, just whatever.
Or college,
Very
fucking college
specific.
campus shuttle.
Very specific. to New
Anyway,
York.
the campus shuttle station is about 2 blocks from here.
Yeah.
It's raining, and I'm like, this is stupid. I won't call an Uber just to save myself a 2-block walk. That's literally ridiculous. I'm just gonna bring an umbrella and face
Face the
mommy
rain.
Nate and get out there. So I get my shit together and I leave. I'm not kidding. I leave the apartment. Flash flood, Rachel. I'm not fucking around.
What day is this?
Friday. If you were in New York on Friday, did you or did you not experience flash flood? Sideways rain.
I do
my
not remember
fucking
Friday.
umbrella. Basically a soup
Oh,
ladle.
I hate.
Because it went inside out. It was ridiculous.
like a
Like a toilet
cup.
plunger.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. And
I can picture
it was just pouring. I was drenched, and it was so hard wind. Wind was blowing so hard. I couldn't get that out. Wind was blowing so hard that I literally could barely walk forward. And I was like, have you ever audibly made noise on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
No, I think you have, but I bet you haven't. Like I was like, like fighting my way through the sidewalk. It was so humiliating. Then I get in the Dunkin' Donuts because I just need a minute to fucking collect myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You had to stop in between.
I had to stop in between. I couldn't
blocks.
make it. I had to stop. I take a deep breath and then I'm like, I have to call an Uber. And I'm like, at this point, I'm a matter of feet away from the campus shuttle station.
Yeah,
I'm at the Dunkin' Donuts. I can't call an
Maybe
Uber. Like I
1
have to
minute.
just walk. My bag, I brought like my duffel bag soaked, laptop soaked, my clothes were
Ooh,
soaked.
That sucks. Yeah.
I look like I look like I jumped into a swimming pool with my clothes on. I'm not kidding. I could wring out my hair. I was
Yeah.
soaking wet. My umbrella in the wind, one of the pieces had like collapsed upon itself.
yeah, so it's
the umbrella
it's
was literally
goner.
flaccid in the breeze, and I was soaking wet.
Yeah.
Then I finally I do make it to the and when I was walking through the streets because there was so much water that the streets like the
Yeah,
water
were your shoes soaked?
I was ankle deep in rainwater. My shoes were submerged. Submerged.
I believe it.
I got to the campus shuttle and I'm like, oh, I made it. And I sit down. I realize I have the shuttle and the subway and then a 3.5 hour train to DC and I'm soaking wet.
Oh.
So I rode the train to DC freezing because I'm
Yeah.
literally, and this is something that they're not going to tell you about in fucking grade school. Sitting for 3.5 hours in soaking wet leggings, that'll give your vag the time of its life, in a bad way.
The time of it.
I got back. I got to my sister's, and I first of all, immediately the whole time I was like, I just need to get to Capri's. I need to take my shoes off because my shoes are. I'm in wet shoes, wet sneakers. These sneakers.
Took him off on the train.
I'm absolutely not taking
I know.
my fucking dogs out on the train. Woo! I'm not doing it. So I got to DC and I took my shoes off and my socks were like dripping wet.
Yeah.
3.5 hours later.
Oof.
And now I have a
That's-
yeast infection. I'm not kidding. I'm not ashamed.
Oh,
I'll say it.
man, The kicker of the,
The
story
kicker of the
is
story.
the yeast infection.
Yeah, you can't sit in wet leggings for that long.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That does sound miserable.
Now I got myself a yeasty.
And you couldn't even like switch into your other clothes in your duffel, right? Because they were all soaked.
They were
Well,
all
you,
soaked
like,
and I
could've.
would have been nude. Have you considered it?
Yeah, but
Like in the bathroom?
I don't think that would have really like phased you.
Nudity on the
Nude
Amtrak?
On the Amtrak.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time. Ew,
Not even
ew.
the second. Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, I got a yeasty. I gotta get some monostat.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Stat. And
Gotta get some mono. Stat.
And
1 day, 3 day, 7 day?
whatever they got at the Bronx Walgreens is what I'll
Okay,
take.
cool. Behind the locked.
Yeah, it's gonna totally be behind a locked
Yeah.
shelf. Anyway, that's the story of my yeast infection origin from my DC
I'm
trip.
so sorry.
That's okay. And Capri had absolutely, that's my sister Capri, had absolutely nothing for to tame the beast down there. She had no like medicine. She was like, I
Could've
got
gone to a
Pepto. I was like,
Walgreens
fucking
out-
okay.
Oh, there.
I know, I guess I could have. DC has pharmacies, but I didn't.
Yeah. That's all right. Does sound kind of miserable.
Yeah,
Worth
it's
it though,
been rough.
right? Good trip.
Oh, great trip. A little itchy, but great trip.
Okay. We haven't talked about
Um,
your trip.
We'll talk about our trip. We'll talk about it later.
We can talk about it later.
We'll talk
Yeah.
about it later.
We're in the middle of something right
Yeah,
now.
we're
so
doing
sorry.
something. That's a private conversation for later.
It's a what?
No, never mind. Basically now I think we should get into the meat of the episode. Now, we were debating for a really long time. This is the very first episode of the Pesto Pod. We were like, what's the topic going to be? My vision for the Pesto Pod is that I'm joined with a guest and we talk about our favorite niche weird topics, hyperfixations, childhood obsessions. And for us, we debated for a while doing, of course, historical tragedies.
Yeah. Because I like to ask people, what was the historical tragedy that you were obsessed with as a kid?
Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got one. The answers are hilarious.
I know you.
Not hilarious, like not to make light of like really,
you know,
they're
mass
they're
casualties.
tragedies. Yeah, mass casualties. But people are like Pearl Harbor. Like I don't know.
No, and I know you were a little girl who loved dolls and rainbows and unicorns and also knew the death toll of the Triangle Shirtwaist
Factory fire of 1911. 123 women. 23 men, but whatever.
No, they don't
Is
count.
the woman. Yeah.
Julia
was the Titanic. Her answer is the
I
Titanic.
loved the Titanic.
I'm sure you'll do an episode about that. That might have been a spoiler.
I
but
might.
But we decided not to go.
We decided not to go that
Julia
route.
decided not
Well,
to
do you
go
want to
historical
ask you, though,
tragedy.
did you learn about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in school? Because you're not from New York.
Yeah, I learned about 4th grade, but not like in school. It was I like read
An
an
extracurricular?
independent book. Yeah.
Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Club. You freak.
We put on our shirtwaist. I cannot carry on
Oh,
with
okay,
this joke.
shirtwaist.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna say we put on like our aprons and bonnets. I was gonna be like,
God, no.
bruh.
Oh. Also,
I
the
didn't know if it
building
was
now
like
is called the Ash Building. Same building.
Yeah,
It's called
isn't
the
that
Ash
fucked?
Building, which
And we
is
pass it all the
fucked up.
time.
Yeah.
I think that's so
It's an
fucked.
NYU building now. Sorry, I know I'm like totally getting sidetracked, but
Well, I didn't know if it was something that people who weren't from New York learned about in school.
no. We did like a whole Chicago. For Chicago.
Oh,
Did a
really?
whole like
That's
Chicago
crazy.
city unit.
Because the Triangle
Miss
Shirtwaist-
O'Leary's cow fire,
Hey, so no,
know-
I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
That's
Do you know
weird.
what
I
she's
thought
saying?
you would. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
born and
sure,
raised in
Chicago.
Chicago? Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah. We're joined by
Anyways,
Molly, Rachel's friend Molly.
we can edit that out if you want.
I've never heard of Miss O'Leary's cow
Okay,
farm.
well, I just gave you a whole topic to research after this.
Okay,
Cow
don't spoil
farm, no
anything.
farm.
Oh, no farm. Fuck the
Yeah.
farm. Okay.
I don't
cow.
know how long I can like. I know we have like other things to get
No,
to.
let's not get in. Let's not get into
Okay,
Miss
yeah,
O'Leary.
yeah,
Miss
next
O'Leary
episode.
can be a. We'll do a
Yeah.
two-parter for that. No. Anyway, yeah, mine was the Titanic.
Yeah. You know the timing, hour by hour. of
I
it
do, yeah.
sinking.
And last time we were talking about the Titanic, our other roommate Emily was like, what did it take to sink? Like 6 hours? And I was like, try 2 hours and 40 minutes, you fucking dunce. Are you stupid?
Which is quick. I wouldn't think. I would
Oh,
think
boom,
it'd take.
boom, you're done. Those third classers didn't have a fucking chance.
No.
They didn't.
I
They
know.
said first class first because they were fucked back then. And then they all fucking drowned. I don't fuck around with this shit.
I know. They locked them in there too. Didn't
Oh,
they? Like,
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
They said, let's not let these fucking people who don't speak any English. Let's let them,
Yeah,
and they said, let's get the
boo.
Englishmen out. And then like even fucking Englishmen, first class men survived. And they were
Yeah.
all women and children.
I know.
Dumb idiots.
Classes
I never would have.
Sucks.
I never would have let that happen.
You would, if you were there, you would have stepped in.
Had
for
I
sure.
been alive, I would have stepped in and I would have prevented it. I would have said, Mr. Andrews, captain of the White Star Line, fucking figure this out. And it wouldn't happen. Anyway,
Yeah,
we're
anyway,
getting really
so,
off track. We settled on a topic for this episode.
Hyperfixations, yeah.
Hyperfixation. This is something that you were obsessed with, not just as a child, but the obsession continues today.
Yeah.
Do you want to announce what we're going to do?
I was obsessed with this, like, as these. I was obsessed with this as a kid, and then didn't think about it for years and years and years until, like, last spring. Do
you want to reveal what we're going to be talking about? She's got a prop.
I got a prop. We're talking about jelly beans today because 1
Jelly
year ago.
Jelly beans.
Oh my god. A year ago.
Oh, Molly, can you wiggle the mouse? Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
don't touch
God.
anything. Okay. Sorry.
Thank
Again,
you, Molly.
the technical
Sorry,
difficulties.
we're just talking to our producer right now.
Yeah, our producer.
Producers.
Our
everything
backstage
okay?
helper,
Yeah.
Molly. I don't know her last name.
We're not saying it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Just in case. Jelly
Jelly beans. Back to the jelly beans. What is it about jelly beans that
a year ago, I hadn't had a jelly bean in like obviously like 13
Don't
years.
say obviously.
Okay, sorry.
It's not obvious.
I hadn't eaten a jelly bean in many years. And then a year ago, Sarah's dad, your dad, Capri,
Sarah's dad.
Okay, Sarah's dad brought over this large jar of jelly beans to this apartment, and nobody ate them except for me. I downed them, and then for Christmas, I asked my friends to get me more, and now I just like come over here and I eat like a fuck ton of jelly beans all the
how
time.
about you fucking be so for real and tell them what you do? What is your jelly bean eating habits? That makes me literally question God and death.
God and death?
Yeah, just reveal.
Okay, so when I'm eating jelly beans, I will like, I obviously like I'm not like fucking insane. I like go
We don't
through.
know.
I go through them like, and I pick out my favorite ones, and then I eat them, like into like the like reds and stuff. Not cinnamon. But then I've been told when I am like drunk, under the influence, I like no thought will just scoop them in big scoops.
If you give Rachel
and like downing them.
If you give Rachel a fucking sip of alcohol, she will scoop her hand into
doesn't
the
take one
bare.
sip.
She will raw dog her hand into the bare jelly bean container, and she'll eat handfuls of flavors together. And some of those flavors are not meant to be combined. There's buttered popcorn and fucking like toothpaste in that jar.
No, that's the Harry Potter.
Okay, there's buttered popcorn and fucking mango salsa in that jar. You would not put
I think there
Jake
is.
Paul and Meryl Streep in a movie together. And so you should not have those flavors of jelly beans in your mouth. But alas, she doesn't listen to reason or rhyme.
I don't listen to both. Yeah.
The girl loves her jelly beans.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite flavor?
The reds probably.
Can we be a little specific? Red's a color.
I like. Okay, do you have a favorite like artificial flavor?
I like bubblegum. Does that count?
Yeah, I guess that counts. She always has she always asks me for the Tutti
love Tutti
Fruities,
Frutti.
and then
Tutti
just
Frutti jelly
fucking
beans are
eats
so
all of
good.
them.
I think it's like a childhood thing. I think it tastes like the toothpaste my childhood dentist used.
Oh yeah, bubblegum.
Oh yeah. no, Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti.
Oh okay. It's the same. It's like Tutti Frutti is basically bubblegum.
Okay. I can't
Okay.
fucking do anything right.
Anyway, yeah. So I'll do like handfuls
Of jelly beans, like
of jelly beans.
a sinner.
Found them. I guess I'm content with it. I'm trying to just like in that one scene in that I'm like digging myself a hole.
Say it.
Like that one scene in Hot Rod when Rod Kimball guesses every single jelly bean, like his eyes are closed and then they give him one and he's
very
like
cherry.
very cherry. Like that's 100 straight. I want to go 100 like 100 blindfold. You guys
Red
I can guess
raspberry.
every flavor. It's so stupid, but now like I was thinking about this week. As an adult, I like only eat candy. All the time. Like I need like
being an
more.
adult.
I don't
buy your
know.
own
Dude. I
candy.
need like nutrition.
The other thing is that
Just
when
candy.
every single time Rachel and I hang out, it seems we will do like a guessing game of the jelly beans. We'll give each other a jelly bean and guess the flavor, and or flavor combos.
Yeah,
And you
to make recipes.
to make recipes, and I'm always like, glazed donut, and you're like blueberry cheesecake. You fucking dumb idiot.
I
She
don't know,
takes
I'll
it
do,
really
like,
seriously.
I'll
She's
do,
a jelly bean girl.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know. That's like quite the label.
Sorry. Sorry, the camera cut because I again don't know how to work a camera. Technical difficulties.
Memory card was full.
Memory card is full. Stupid. Anyway, I decided it would be only fitting if we tested some jelly beans.
Yeah. Should we make a? Because sometimes we make little like recipes.
Let's do 2 rounds. This is so sad. Let's do 2 rounds. Round 1, just guess the flavor. You do one for me, I'll do one for you.
Yeah, but
Round
it's
2.
gonna be so embarrassing when I can't guess the flavor that you give me, and I'm like, I've been training. And I
Master
get it so
Oogway. Kung Fu Panda. Just try your hardest. Okay, that's why we're here. We're here to
Okay.
take risks.
Close
We're
your eyes.
here to dive in, and then round 2 will be recipes.
It's when you create little desserts by combining different flavors.
Thank you for explaining what recipe is.
Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
While you close
We
your
can
eyes and
dance
test
if we
this.
want to. We can
Should I
leave
tell
it
them?
all behind.
No,
No.
they can't. Fuck it. Okay,
I'm not looking at the color, by the way, because I'm not a cheater.
I would hope not. So while we, it's not. She hates butter popcorn. It's not butter
It's
popcorn.
not butter popcorn. It's sour. Is it lemon, lime, or something?
No,
Peach.
no.
Okay, I don't know.
You just want to
Berry blue.
keep guessing? Do you want to look at the things?
Do you know what it was?
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know.
It's plum.
Ew, Rachel, plum is so heinous.
I know. I know this is so lame.
Wait, let me see if I can
People are
ASMR
like-
this.
You gotta like.
No, I don't want to put my raw hand in there. I'm not you. Ew.
Yeah, it's
ew.
my jar.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Don't fucking
This is so
look.
funny. People are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Julia Pesto created like started a podcast." Like, oh, maybe I'll just watch the first episode. And then they watch it. It's just us, like what
Okay.
we do in our free time, as is.
Okay. Ready?
I don't know. I just ate so many, so my palate is also.
Well, whose fault is that? Is it bad?
Is this cappuccino?
It's cappuccino.
Yeah, I know, but that's a very strong take. You can
I
guess
just put
cappuccino.
Brown. I said, what would be the ugliest flavor?
No, I really like
Poop
cappuccino.
brown. Oh my god! I can't believe you
Give
got
me the-
that. Okay, now it's
While
recipe.
I find this recipe, yeah, they're watching the podcast for the first time, and it's just us guessing.
We
while
should
I
go
do
on.
this-
We should go on. We should go on Bobby Flay or whatever.
And do this.
Chopped. British
Chopped.
Bake Off. I love a Food Network show.
Yeah, watching Chopped with Julia is so much fun because she makes like the funniest like comments.
Rachel, I'm pissing at how like you're absolutely doubled over searching for jelly. You're like.
I wouldn't have agreed to come on this podcast had I known I would be
Sorry.
bullied.
I'm not looking, by the way. I have no idea what she's pulling.
When
Na hey na.
it might take me a second though.
No, take your time.
When I was
We only have a
here-
memory card that's full.
when I was here in in October or September or whatever, my jar of jelly beans it always is here, and then when I come and visit I eat it. It was running super low, and then Julia's fucking younger cousins came.
Yeah, they
And
dominated those
like
jelly
before
beans.
I got here, they ate the rest of my jelly beans, and I remember like arriving and being like, and you guys were like, sorry, and I was like, no, it's like cool, it's cool, and I was pissed.
They're
I was
15.
so upset.
They saw jelly beans and they probably were like, jelly beans. They didn't think a 22-year-old girl would be fucking living.
Yeah, but I was. Okay, I think I have it.
Take your time,
We've never
Barbara.
once been able to guess.
I'm really bad at recipes. I don't think I have a very refined
we've
palate.
never been
Jesus,
able to-
what are there, like 7 in here? How many are
It's a
there?
complicated recipe. It's 5.
Are you fucking? I
We've
can barely
never
tell
been able
one.
to guess a recipe once.
I thought it was lemon
accurately.
lime and it was plum. Okay.
Yeah, those are even the
Okay,
same
okay,
colors.
okay. Everyone shut up.
Heard that like rattle in.
Okay, we got vanilla.
Yes.
It's just me chewing. Is this banana?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Rachel. This is really, really sinful. Is it banana split?
That is so crazy.
Banana, artificial
It
banana
was-
tastes like piss and shit.
I don't except for Laffy Taffy bananas.
That
I think are so good.
is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
well,
was
my
chocolate.
recipe was gonna be 2, and you handed me like fucking 6.
5. It was chocolate and vanilla and banana, pineapple, and cherry. Or
Ugh.
strawberry.
Okay,
I don't
now
know what's
have
in a
to pick.
banana split.
What's your least favorite flavor of Jelly Belly?
Um,
While I'm searching.
I don't know. I guess buttered popcorn. Nobody like really loves buttered popcorn.
This is true. I'm
But
having
it's
one
good
as a
'cause
palate
when
cleanser,
I
by the way.
when I have like the mint one or whatever. What is kind of nice for when I'm eating the handfuls when I'm drunk, I'm like getting rid of all the bad ones for myself later. I'm like setting myself up
For success.
for success later because I'm like biting the bullet, eating all the buttered popcorn and licorice while I can. Set in the future Rachel can only have strawberries and cherries.
Here's a good question for you. What is not a Jelly Belly flavor that you think should be?
Oh my god, keep putting me on the spot with all these questions.
Fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have your recipe, by the way.
Okay.
It could be wrong, though. I'm just going on based on
2.
color.
Yeah, sometimes going by colors. Okay, you talk about something while I try to figure it out.
Distract him. Quick. Okay, I'm going to have this. It's pink. It's either bubblegum or cotton candy, which is a win-win.
This is like strawberry lemonade or like cherry limeade or something.
It's strawberry lemonade. We need to go outside and touch blades of grass.
We do.
We get outdoors.
We get outdoors.
If there's jelly beans outdoors. Oh my god, I can't believe we got
I
both
know,
of
that
them.
was weird. That's never happened before.
Well, I gave you a 2-bean recipe. I played it so fucking safe.
I know, but you got my 5 one. The 5er.
I got the big 5er because I know you and I know your MO. And I think you've given me banana split before.
Yeah, I have. That's why I wanted to throw.
There's
I
only
wanted to
so
throw
many
you
recipes we
a
can make.
Safety. No.
The possibilities are
The
endless.
possibilities are endless. Should we go back to talking about historical tragedies? While
Wait,
I
no,
eat
really
jelly
quick.
beans?
You never answered what's not a jelly bean flavor that should be.
Probably like
I would love one that is the flavor of. You ever fly Delta?
no.
No, really, no.
No,
Okay,
I'm
Delta
sorry.
gives
I'm so
out.
fucking sorry.
I'm so fucking sorry, Delta. Delta gives out little biscottis.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really
no,
good.
I know. Wait,
No, don't be weird about
are you
it.
talking about the like Stroop waffles, or are you talking about biscuit? Like it's red packaging.
It's red packaging,
Yeah,
but
I've
it
had
says
those.
Delta Airlines, and it's like a crisp, crunchy cookie.
Okay, I've had those on American Airlines.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. I think that's probably the same thing.
I would love a Delta, but I specifically want the Delta biscotti.
Okay.
I would like a jelly bean
It's
that is
called
Delta flavored.
biscotti.
Delta Sky Lounge flavored. And it's only for the elite.
You had to buy like a package of it. It's like a ton of money.
And it comes in a package of Delta Sky Lounge, box seats,
Yeah.
and VIP backstage pass.
Good one.
Thanks. That took me a while. Okay, so can you answer my fucking question?
Oh my god. Have you ever had the Stroop waffles on airplanes?
No.
Are they called
I've had them in
Stroop-
Starbucks.
Stroop waffles?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Rip Van Waffle.
And you put them over your cup, and then the steam from your hot coffee or whatever melts the caramel
Shut
inside.
up.
I feel like from what I've talked about like so far,
We're
it's
from
like,
different worlds.
I'm like, I love magic. I love jelly beans. You can melt the caramel inside your Stroop
Yeah,
waffle.
you're very whimsical in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
episode.
it is. And then I'm like, and
Childhood
123 women died of crackle sugar factory fire.
And 23 men, but they don't count.
No, they were like running
factory?
The
The bad guys?
They treated the woman terribly. If
So,
I
you
could
know,
pick a
Look
flavor,
out.
it would be, I don't know, because I just keep thinking of all the savory.
Is there a peanut butter?
No, but that would be good.
No.
Probably except for all the people with nut allergies.
Oh, please. Maybe then the jelly beans
Do it.
would be
Say
used
it.
for
Say it.
survival of the fittest. nature's natural selection. That's what I was looking
Natural
for.
selection. Do you like the what is it? The Harry Pot, like the
Bean Boozled.
Bean Boozled. Do you like those?
No, I don't like being lied to.
Tricked.
I
like
just
being
watched Harry
tricked.
Potter for the first time.
Oh yeah.
I was never a Harry Potter kid. We've talked about this too. Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think of our generation, you're either a Harry Potter kid, a Star Wars kid, or a Percy Jackson kid. But you've said this before. Percy Jackson and
The Venn
Harry Potter.
diagram of
Say
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm eating.
Oh, the Venn diagram of Percy Jackson and Harry Potter is almost a circle.
Is a circle of like
Of
like
kids.
middle school kids,
Yeah.
elementary school
And
kids
you
that
were
upset-
you were in that circle.
I was 100%
You were
in that
fucking
circle.
setting up shop in that circle.
Yeah, Julia was a Star Wars kid.
I was a Star Wars
though.
kid, and I was really into making duct tape little critters, little duct tape critters.
Yeah, the classic Star Wars to duct tape
Pipeline. I was a Star Wars kid. I loved it. My dad took me to a Star Wars cosplay convention at my local library when I was like 6.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in being like, these are just a bunch of bitches in costumes. None of these are the real people. I was like, where the fuck is Carrie Fisher? I was like, this is absolutely heinous.
Yeah. A crime.
A crime. But I, had a great time.
She knows like the ships.
I don't know if I know it anymore, but when I was a kid, I could like tell you. I was like, oh, a fucking TX fighter. Like stupid shit.
Do you ever play a Lego Star Wars?
Rachel. Did I play Lego Star Wars?
And then you'd go,
The
Cantina Band.
The Cantina Band was like the main menu.
yeah.
And you had to like go
You had to go back to the
in the little tunnels.
yeah, and you're picking out your character.
And you could pick what to like ride, like what kind of fucking dinosaur to ride or whatever.
Yeah, that was a great game. I played Lego Harry Potter, but you didn't, because you weren't a Harry Potter kid. What were your impressions of the movie when you saw them all?
I saw it and I was like, if I was a little kid and I saw this, I would have loved it.
You
I
don't
really-
love it now.
Oh
though?
no. Okay, fucking relax. I loved it. I appreciated it for I could see myself being obsessed with it.
Yeah,
But I wasn't because I don't know, my parents weren't into it. I also like disdained reading from a very young age unless it was Pinkalicious.
yeah.
Bought at the Scholastic Book Fair.
I know you did not. You did not buy books at the Scholastic Book Fair. She
No,
was
I bought
getting- she was
erasers
getting, like,
shaped as foods.
yeah, the toys,
As burgers.
the like pencils
Scented
that smelled
highlighters.
like jelly bean flavors. Essentially,
It all comes back to the beans.
everything. All leads all
What about
all
flicking the
roads
bean?
lead back.
Yeah,
On the
you ever
pod.
flick the
All roads lead back to the Scholastic Book Fair.
They truly do.
was
When
trying
I
to
look
get
back,
that
when I
out
try
and
to,
then you
when I'm in
said flip the
therapy,
bean.
sorry. When I'm in therapy and I'm trying to go back to the roots of my trauma, I'm there standing in the Scholastic Book Fair, trying to decide if I have enough money for fucking cat stickers.
I was allowed to buy. My mom would give us money, and we were allowed to buy 2 books and then 1 toy, but you couldn't come home with like all toys.
Your mom sounds lame.
Don't
I'm just kidding.
don't
I
do
love
that.
Cindy.
Yeah.
I love Cindy.
Take it back.
That was literally such a joke and a prank. Take it back. Take it back.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now.
What's that from?
It's a song. I don't know.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Are you calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther. That's Drake and Josh. Were you a
Drake and Josh.
Nickelodeon kid?
I wasn't allowed to watch certain shows.
Oh, here we go.
I love I don't mean to like. My mom is a wonderful.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
Cindy,
I
take it
and
back. That was
I
purely
watched Drake and Josh. I wasn't allowed to watch iCarly.
because they were
um,
too fresh.
Yeah, because they were too fresh. Actually,
I
yeah.
knew it. I knew you. Did your mom say
It's-
fresh when you were growing up?
No,
Oh,
that was
okay.
not. I don't think that's like. Yeah, I feel like that's like an East Coast saying, right? Or like something.
I don't know, but she
I have
couldn't
no
discipline
idea.
you because you were too busy with your mouth full of jelly beans. Did
I
you like
actually didn't.
absolutely nut for Easter because that's when you would get the most jelly beans?
No, I wasn't even that big of like a like I'm way more like I eat way more
You're a
jelly
jelly bean
beans
adult.
now than I did as a kid. My grandma had a jar of them, and we'd go over to my grandma's house, and then we'd play the guess the flavor game. But that was it. Like in my actual house, I never.
All roads lead back.
Did you just ask if I nutted for Easter? Take it back.
Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. I think we need to wrap it
I
up.
feel like that's our time, actually.
And I think that's about it.
I have no long. When the camera
I know. I'm
cut, I
scared
was
of
like, I think
memories.
it's been like 40 minutes. Julie's like 23.
I know. I'm not good at technology, okay? Setting up this podcast made me cry so hard
I
that
hate
I almost
technology.
considered changing my major from film to communications. And I was like, I'll
Is there
just
that big of a
go into
difference, though?
marketing. I don't know.
Film to community.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! And on
Okay.
that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Preferably, or primarily because I want bagels.
Yeah, I would get a bagel.
Do you guys
I
want?
I
bagels?
have class soon
Oh fuck! What about?
because it's the middle of a Tuesday.
What if we go to Taco VIP?
No.
Because
I didn't fuck with them last time. You gotta cut that out, dude. That sounds terrible.
they don't know where we live.
They were great. They were good. I just felt like
There's a taco stand near our house. A friend of ours got tacos from there, and there was a rubber band in the tacos. Anyway, the point is we're gonna make lunch. Oh, I'm gonna make my bean dip. I've been craving bean dip. Beans. It all comes back to the beans. What a full circle moment.
We should make
beans. What the fuck? You ever heard that TikTok?
Do you remember like Cheaper by the Dozen? Wasn't like one of the kids named Beans?
No, that
or
was
the frog.
Name of the fucking
the frog. And they're like
not a child.
And that one kid who's like the
beans.
owner.
Yeah, the kid. That kid who's like the
It was
bean
so sad.
dad.
I remember like crying. I was like, oh my god.
Did it
like,
die?
Goodbye, Beans. Yeah. It's like goodbye, Beans. I'll miss you. Right? Did it die in Cheaper by the Dozen?
Look it up.
Sorry to find out right now.
This episode's been in honor of Beans from Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah, thank you for having.
And in honor of Beans, sponsored by, not sponsored at all, Jelly Belly.
Yeah,
thank you
sponsor
for existing.
Sponsor us.
It's not sponsored, but thank you for existing because you've brought my best friend Rachel here quite a bit of joy over her years.
I have the, I have to say the obligatory. Thanks for having me.
Thank
you
for
so much
coming
for
on a
having me on the
Tuesday. I do really
podcast.
appreciate it. You hauling ass up here.
Yeah,
on a
you're
Tuesday.
welcome.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the first episode of the Pesto Pod. If you like this, please tune in next week. We're going to have a new guest talking about a new weird topic, preferably a new hyperfixation, and preferably someone who...
Yeah, more famous people, more famous TikTokers.
is someone you might know. I was also going to say, like, I'm a weirdo, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, we were.
And we're just a couple of weirdos having fun. So please come on back to the Pesto Pod and get yourself a bucket of jelly beans to celebrate. How should I close?
Na.
Na na hey ya na. This episode
Is that copyright?
This episode is in honor of the lives that were lost in the Triangle Shirtwaist.
Oh God, you can't say that. And Beans the frog.
Yeah, this one's for Beans the frog. Let's pour one out for Beans. Can you imagine if I just dumped them on you? All right.
Yeah, I guess at some point you gotta cut.
It'll be cut. I'll fade it out.
Fades
butt,
out
poopy
into
butt.
pouring it. Was Beans the person?
No, a dog.
What? Beans is a...
Beans was Mark's dog.
What the fuck is there? I know there's a frog in that film.
There is a frog, but
Look up.
we need to make an announcement where we're like, hey, sorry for a while we talked about a frog named Beans that died. It was actually a dog.
Frog didn't have a name.
But Beans the dog died.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Cut the camera, please.
It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.